Austin, what up, dude?
What's up, baby?
Dude, long time no see,
Bro,
long
I
time
missed you.
no talk. Reconnected, last week on everything that was going on, and we're like, look, we got to get you on this thing so people can really understand what's been going on in your life for the past, I don't know, decade now.
Yeah, too long.
Because some people are probably like, this dude disappeared and then showed back up as a. Would you label it as a country music like artist, or like
Yeah,
what is your genre of music?
I would label me as a mainstream like country guy.
A mainstream what?
Country guy. Like,
Country guy, country, yeah,
yeah,
okay. That's what I was.
I've got some tunes. I've got some tunes that you would consider like crossover, you know? But if you notice, all these dudes are doing what I did 3 years ago and they're doing it now. So it looks like I started something that may have been kind of cool, but they're doing it much better than I did it. So good for them, you know what I mean? Jelly Roll decided he was gonna go be the big daddy for, and I said, okay, man.
Dude, Jelly Roll, not only doing that, that man has lost so much weight in the past year.
Oh, dude, it's because he finally just got up and decided to do it.
Dude, and he's still a massive human being, but I think he's probably lost over 150 pounds.
No, he's down to like 250.
What?
Yeah, Jelly Roll's down to like 250.
That's
If I'm not mistaken, he's down to 250 now.
that's incredible. Do you ever get to see him? Do y'all ever cross paths?
Yeah, we've crossed paths 100 times, but he ain't gonna remember me.
No.
I mean, he's always been very cordial to me. He's always been very nice to me. He's never in any way, shape, or form been disrespectful at all. But I mean, he's Jelly Roll, and I'm not. You know what I mean?
Not yet, not yet.
We're growing, but you sing at the CMA Awards and win CMA Artist of the Year or whatever it was last year. I mean, when you meet people, you meet too many people and do this, and at some point, this runs together. You know what I mean?
I got you. So for everyone that's trying to figure this out, so I've known Austin for, what do we say, 9 years? We were nine or 10.
Yeah, we're looking at 26 years.
20, yeah, 26 going on 27 years. We met playing against each other on the baseball diamond back in Halton Little League versus, what were y'all, Southeast Shreveport?
Dude, I don't even know what we were. We just had a different name every year. They just decided to cheat. That's what we did. We changed
South
names.
Shreveport All Stars. We always met in All Stars, and I feel like we just go back and forth every year of who was going to win that thing.
Yeah, that's why Justin Ginn had to learn the hard way. I'm putting that out there right now for everybody to know. Justin Ginn learned the hard way.
Dude, what's wild is it breaks my heart those fields are no longer there.
Are they not?
Do they? Well, they're getting upgraded. They tore them all down, and the Y's putting 8 new fields in, and they're all turf, state of the art type things. But it's like just the nostalgia
Dude,
of going past that.
hold on a minute. I'm glad you said that. I saw Halton's like high school baseball field is about to put a turf field in.
Just not the whole thing. I think just in front of like home plate back. So they're starting with that, and then they're gonna, I think, build out.
Yeah, but they're looking for people to do it, right?
Loyola's the one that's got the full field.
Well, tell Halton that old AT's willing to put $5,000 in.
I got you. Look, I'll call Manor tomorrow.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll put $5,000 in just so Captain Shreve knows that I did it for Halton. Because they haven't put me in the dang Hall of Fame yet.
That's crazy. Seriously?
Yeah, I'm not in the Ring of Honor.
Even for football?
Sadly.
That is wild. Dude, how many records do you still hold over there?
I guess you have to make good grades, and I didn't make great grades. You know what I mean?
Dude, they'll be calling, trust me, once you get in them GMA awards and take one home, they'll be calling you back.
Dude, hey, I'm telling you, I would love nothing more for that to happen just because I absolutely love Captain Shreve and I love what we built over there, you know? And I didn't do it for free. I did it to try to be the best I could be.
Absolutely.
It would mean the world to me if I got recognized for that. But if I never did and everybody else did, good for them, man. I don't care. Like I used to sit here on such an arrogant little standpoint of like, I better be on there. Like now, bro, I don't care. I just want to see people win.
Yeah, man, I love it.
What I want,
because that is,
what I
look, that
want
is not
dang right, fella.
It's wild because you're saying that, because that is not the Austin that we all kind of knew going through high school and in college. Like you're sitting here talking about sitting here arrogant, thinking, no, I should have that. I should be doing that. And now listening to you, shoulders with Jelly Roll, but thinking and saying, I just want people to win. I just want people to succeed. And I love hearing that from you. So with that, so after high school, like what happened? Where'd you go? Did you pursue athletics? How in the world, kind of the short version, and we'll kind of dive in more of how did you get from Shreveport, Louisiana, Captain Shreve High School to Nashville, Tennessee, in the in-between time of,
Bro,
I know it's a long story, and we can give the 30,000 foot view and kind of dissect piece by piece, but that's a big gap of Shreveport, Louisiana to Nashville, Tennessee, and now you're on, TV and getting huge streams in Spotify and Apple Music.
So the 30,000 foot view of it, and then when we break it down, I'll kind of give a little bit more of an example. But the 30,000 foot view of it was a decade of arrogance that led to a decade of being reborn, that led to a new decade of finally being where I need to be. I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, I had offers to play football from everywhere in the country coming out of high school. I chose a place that I wanted to go play at and ended up.
Was the first one at New Mexico?
Yeah, I went to New Mexico. I went to New Mexico State over going to Alabama, which I guess was stupid. But I figured that at the time I was tiny and couldn't block nobody in the SEC. So I was like, all right, I'll just go play where little people play. And then I got there and realized everybody's big. So
it's Division I football, man. Everybody's big.
But I was just like, all right, all right, that's cool. And then the whole coaching staff got fired. When they got fired, I went and played junior college for a while, and junior college kind of saved my life a little bit. And then after junior college, I went and played arena ball because I just said, to hell with college, I'm going to go be a pro, and played pro ball for a little while, and then opened up my own company. And then after opening up my own company, I decided that I was going to sing, and I had never sang before. So now here we are. That's just how it is.
Dude, that sounds about right. Because trust me, the first time I saw a social media post of you singing, if AI would have been around then, I would have sworn someone got you with AI and like voiced you over. Because I'm like, I've known this dude for 15 years. I've never heard him sing one time. I've never heard him talk about wanting to be a performer one time. I was like, this dude knows two things, football and baseball. Music was never mentioned.
Well, I mean, for me, dude, I always knew I was like, God destined me to entertain people and to take care of my family in that way, right? But God decided that he was going to teach me the hard lessons of the right way to do it. And when music came around, it became the avenue that I knew was the way that I was destined to kind of like give my voice to the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's wild that you're saying that, because I tell Sarah all the time, and a lot of people that I meet, because I love music. Like, I would love to be a musician. I would love to be able to sing. I would love to be able to entertain in that fashion. I would love to be able to get on the stage and absolutely perform. But I have no musical talent in me whatsoever. When I played junior college baseball, there was plenty of times, plenty of guys tried to teach me how to play the guitar. Like, man, I had it in my hands. I had it in the dorm room, had plenty of time to sit and learn piano, all of it. Dude, I'm telling you, there is a block in me that I cannot learn necessarily how to do it. And I do believe it is God putting a block saying, you're not going to do this.
No.
Because I know God's telling me, I know what it will do to you, and I'm not allowing it. So you get to just sit and listen to it.
That's fair that you say that, because I'm not going to argue what God tells you, right?
Yeah.
But what I will say to you is, I don't know how to play guitar. I don't know how.
But you actually have a voice.
Well, I got lucky. I got lucky that God blessed me enough to figure it out, bro. Like, when I first started, I was terrible. And then as everything started to progress, I got like better. Then I got much better. Then I got to the point where people were like, will you sing at my wedding? And I was like, if you're asking me to sing at your wedding, I'm obviously not bad, right?
Yeah, because you can't put someone up there that's going to humiliate themselves in front of a wedding.
Yeah, like at that point, you're like, okay, all right, we're on to something. But then it got to the point to where it's like, I guess in any professional aspect of things that you do, when you learn what your process is, right? You kind of become a professional at your process.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned what's best for my voice and what's best for me to deliver the best product I can for whoever listens to me, right? And I try to replicate that every single time that I sing a song. It's kind of like doing a workout, right? Like if you're in there and you're doing bench press and you're repping out bench, right? You're trying to get that same rep for your chest every single time, right? It's the exact same way when I go to the studio. Every line I deliver has to be the exact same expectation that everybody has heard before.
Dude, that's good. What is your process of getting ready for a performance?
For a performance or in the studio?
Yeah.
Because they're two different things.
I want to go. I'm going. I'm going performance and then we'll back up. Like, I want to know what's the game day routine of getting on stage and getting ready to perform.
Okay, so you're not going to believe this because you know me well enough to know that you're going to be like, there ain't no way, but this is how I do it.
Don't tell me you show and go.
I do. I show and go. When I show up to a show, the first thing that I do is I sound check one song to make sure that my band is ready. It's not about me, it's about my band because they're the best band in the world. When they play behind me, if they're good, I'm good. Right. And I already know I'm gonna sing my songs anyway. So I got to make sure that their volumes are right or that whatever they want is right. And if they're right, I already know I'm gonna be right, you know? But my process, bro, is real simple. Like I show up to sound check, I sing my one song, I make sure that they're ready and my volumes are good. As soon as my volumes are good, I ask my wife, I say, Amberly, baby, did it sound good? And if she says yes, I say, okay, honey, let's go sit down until it's time to go to work. And then at that point, like I'm there to support everybody else who's playing, or if I'm opening for somebody, I'm there to go out there and give the best opening performance that I can give to where that they know that their crowd is happy the same way I would want my crowd to be happy. And then after that, I shake people's hands, I take some pictures, I give some hugs, and then me and my wife and my baby girl, we get back in the car and we go to the next spot. That's it. Like that's the
Wow.
process, bro.
Dude, I love it. It's simple and relatable.
Yeah, I mean, we don't drink, we don't party, we don't go out, we don't do none of that. Amberly did such a great job of bringing God back into my life that now my standard is what would God do here?
Love it. And that's really the only thing that matters.
And I mean, honestly, that's how we do things, man. Like it sounds cliche and it sounds like, oh, this dude's just saying this. I'm really not. Like, if you know me, you know that I'll say whatever I want to say whenever I want to say it. But I'm telling you, like, boss lady says it's time to go, it's time to go.
And they know.
And homie, I'm telling you, we get in that car and we go to the next spot and we make sure that we're there on time and we do what we're supposed to do and we just repeat the process the same way over and over and over again to make sure that everybody who works their tail off to make a hard-earned dollar, who decides they want a free Friday or a Saturday night to go out and have some fun for 10,
Yeah.
20, $30, whatever it may be, right? That money is spent well. That's what I care about. If you're out there working in the oil field every single day, or if you're doing your job where you're out there changing lives every single day to make sure that the kids at your school are going to their biggest potential they could go to. If you want a break and you come to my show, it's my job to make sure that you have fun because you earn that money. I have to earn your money. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I love it. That is, I think if more entertainers or more performers would have that mindset, I think their world would be a little different. Like they're not. It's hard to explain it in my head, but I feel like once you get up there, like it's not about you anymore. Yeah, you're putting on a show, you're doing all this stuff, but you got to connect with the people that are there watching you. You have to connect with them somehow. And man, I feel like you can tell who the people are just getting up there just to go through the motions or just doing it. And the ones like you're describing, like yourself, of like, all right, I know it's important. This guy or this couple, this might be their only date night of the month.
Correct. Yeah.
And they spent their hard-earned money to come watch me. Like I got to show up. It reminds me of like Michael Jordan. Like that's why he would never take a game off. He was like, this little kid, this 8-year-old came to watch me, and dad might have been saving up for 2 years. I'm not going to rest just because I don't feel good when I got to go put on a show because this little boy's up in the stands and he needs to see Michael Jordan play.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, to me, that's the most important thing, man, is the value of people's dollar is very important. Okay. The value of people's dollar is very important.
Yeah. You're
All right.
great.
I don't care. Are we allowed to dip on here?
You can do whatever.
All right. I'm going to put a dip in because now I'm getting excited.
Yeah.
The value.
You still going?
Bro, it's always grizzly, bro.
My gosh.
So the value of a human being's dollar is very important to me because not only do you stream my music, right? Not only do you play me in front of your kids or you play me in front of your family members, right? But you're also willing to show up on a Friday night or a Saturday night or a Thursday night and say, hey, I got work tomorrow, but I'm willing to be here. I mean, it's my prerogative to give you a show. And, you know, it's tough for guys like Morgan Wallen because, like, when you're Morgan Wallen and you've got 75,000 people in the stadium, right? It's hard to connect to 75,000 people. But he also makes sure that those people have a show that they can always remember.
Dude, and it's mind blowing. I don't know if people understand that. Like, at 75,000 people come to one spot to watch you. Like, I don't think people comprehend that number.
Bro, I don't care. I don't care if it's 75,000 or if it's 3.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, it makes me think of like Instagram views or like Facebook views when they say, "Well, I only got 200 views on something." I'm like, "Do you understand? If you put 200 people in a room, you wouldn't talk. Like, you would be nervous to give a presentation because there's 200 people, but 200 people saw your video. Like, that's awesome."
Yeah, but what you also have to understand is that people live by the view now.
I know.
And bro, I've played shows in front of, I mean, I was at Colt Ford's show at Country Stampede, walking on stage, singing songs with him with 75,000 people out there, right? And then the next night, I played one of my shows and I played in front of like 600 people, right? And then the next night, I played a place that I've never played before and there were 3 people there. And guess
But
what? They all got
having
the
the
same
best time
show.
ever.
They all got the same show. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter if there's 3 people there or if there's a million people there. What matters is somebody decided to come watch you and they deserve a memory.
So how, taking that, like what you just said, you went from 75,000 to 600 to 3, and it's all going to be the same show. Man, how do you relate that to a high school kid right now, or to a college kid right now that's chasing the same dream that you're on right now?
Like,
what would you tell
musically,
them?
music? Are you talking musically?
Like music. Like, how would you encourage them not to get discouraged that they're putting their stuff on social media and there's only 25 people looking at it?
Hope that they would understand that that's 25 people that actually care.
Beautifully said.
Like, in my opinion, when you start this game, you have to understand that. All right, for example, I'm going to use Miami as an example. Okay, in Miami, there's probably 75,000 new artists a day.
Yeah.
Well, think about how many people are in Miami, right?
Yeah.
All right, think about how many people just decide one day, I'm going to go sing a song, right?
And it's so easy to put it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. It's so easy to so simple to stream it. You don't even have to do that. You just put it on your Instagram or TikTok.
No, but it's a simple thing. And what kids have to understand is you're not competing for the view, you're competing for the mission. And the mission is, are you doing what you feel that God has told you that you are supposed to do? And if you are, stay to the course, man. Because when God walked on water, you think he thought he was going to sink?
No, he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing. So at the end of the day, what you care? What you care if you got 3 views or if you got 3 million? It don't make you better than the next guy.
That's true.
Because guess what? Tomorrow, that dude who has 3 million may have 0. And kids got to understand these days, man, it's not about the number. It's about the person.
It is, because what they don't tell you is those guys with 3 million views, they probably had to pay for the music video. That's in their contract. The studio didn't pay for that. They probably had to pay back that. They have to pay. They're giving up 50% of their tour. They're giving up 50% of their streaming. Like, just because they got 3 million views doesn't mean
that's not how it
that
works.
made them rich. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
that's not how it works. I mean, do you want to really know how it works? I'll tell you what my contract is.
Give us details.
I'll give you my exact contract.
All right.
And people are going to be like, "You're an idiot," and I'm like, "No, I'm not, because I'm able to feed my family."
Yeah.
So my label gets 50% of my royalty and they get 25% of my distribution, which is they get 75%, right?
Yeah.
But that's 75% of a 200% pie.
How does it get to 200%?
Because I own the publishing, they don't. I own the touring, they don't. I own the merchandising, they don't. But
so they're just going after your royalties, and what was the other one?
And my distribution, because they put the song out. But what you have to understand is, and what everybody in the world has to understand is, if you're opening a new business tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And you have an investor that pays you $1 million, that investor is not going to pay you till he gets his money back.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with music. That's what they do. They're investing in you.
So they're just loaning you at the beginning.
Well, they're not loaning you. They're believing in you.
Yeah.
They're investing, because a loan and an investment is 2 different things.
Yeah.
All right. A loan comes with interest. An investment comes with future opportunity. And so
big difference.
At the end of the day, you got to understand, if somebody's investing in you, it is now your job to make sure that not only are you taking care of the investment, but you're also securing your future at the exact same time. And I'm gonna tell you right now, without the record label, I'd be 5 years behind where I'm at right now.
So they've helped you more than likely just get out in front of everybody.
No, they helped me learn how to be a professional.
I got you. So did they give you people to learn from? Like, did
Hell
they send
no.
some mentors? No.
No, their job ain't to do that. But if you got people who care about you and you sign the right deal, then yeah, you get people who are put in front of you that'll tell you, hey man, don't do that. And if you decide to go ahead and do that, like I did a couple times, it may not be the best thing for you.
Yeah. Have you had any of those guys like help you?
Well, dude, I've had Colt text me every single, like, I talk to him every week.
That's awesome.
I talk to Colt every week. But, I mean, God bless Colt's dad, but me and Amberly and Rebel were at Colt's dad's funeral. That's how close we are. And when I tell you, if that man speaks, I listen to what he says because there's a reason to why he's saying what he's saying. And that's what people have to understand in this world is you don't know everything. And at some point, shut up. And it took me until I was 34 years old to learn to shut up. But once I did, here we are.
Man, you make a good point of saying just shut up, because how many times in our life have we been talking and talking and talking, but God is also trying to talk to us in that still small voice, and we just can't hear him because we won't be quiet.
Well, that's the thing, man. And that's one of the things that my wife Amberly taught me, man. She taught me that because I'm prone to get real aggravated. I'm prone to it when it doesn't go the way that it needs to go right now. I'm prone to be like, hey, bro, we're going to do it now. Right. And she's like, hold on, breathe a little bit. And I'm like, I don't want to. And she's like, you need to. And I'm like, why? She goes, you just need to listen. And then you sit back and you really pay attention to what's going on. And now you start making better decisions for yourself, because the decisions that you make for yourself today are going to affect who you are 10 years from now.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, just think about all the things. I mean, now that you have looked back over the past just 5 years and look at those decisions to lead you to where you are now.
No, but you have to understand, I didn't understand that.
I know, but even without you knowing, it still affected you.
Correct. And what it
without
did,
you even realizing it.
What it did, and what people don't really grasp about my situation is I went 36 years, or how old am I? 36, right? So 35. I went 35 years in life without God saying, you're worthy to be a father. And then one day, I'll never forget it. I was driving past the Grand Ole Opry and I was headed back home from the airport. And I told God, I said, God, I don't know what I've done or what I need to do, but I know Amberly is right. And I know she will teach me how to be a better man. And I know she will also be the greatest mother to my child than anybody could ever ask for. So I'm asking you that if the time is right, let me be a father now. No lie, I'm not kidding you. 24 hours later, Amberly told me she was pregnant.
Dude, that is wild.
And Rebel's here right now.
Greatest thing that ever happened to you.
Second greatest. The first greatest thing that ever happened to me was Amberly.
Yeah.
The second greatest thing that ever happened to me was my daughter Rebel. But the first greatest thing that ever happened to me in my life is Amberly, bar none. And I will tell that to anybody in the world.
Dude, I love that. I love that you're a man that's proud of his wife. A lot, you don't get that really anymore. Like they always say, oh yeah, that's my old lady. I'm like, no, that's not your old, like that's your girl. Sometimes it drives me crazy how men talk about their wives.
Do a piss poor job of giving my wife her credit because she's the only person that is the backbone of my life. So she hears the good, the bad, the ugly, and the great, right? But when I get a chance to discuss these type of things, I like to give her props, not just because I'm trying to look good for calling out my wife, right? It's because the things that she's always done deserve to be recognized in a way that I can't recognize them to her the way that I should. So it's not about like giving props to my wife. It's about she earned it, bro. She earns it every single day. Because guess what? I'm in here talking to you right now doing an awesome, fun thing, but she's taking care of a child.
Yeah.
And
do they get to travel? Do they get to travel with you every time?
Bro, they're down here right now. We're in Jacksonville playing a show on Friday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's Amberly, super cool. A lot of I don't get that.
All right, I'm gonna put you on some game here. It's not that a lot of artists don't get it. It's a lot of artists don't do it.
Don't do it because they want
be
the shiesty on the road.
They want the freedom to be an artist. All right,
they don't want to be perceived as the family man on the road.
No. A lot of people like to portray themselves as the badass who's available right now, right? But then they go home and they want to have the same life they had before. I've already done this. Like, I've lived this life. I lived being a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all I care about now is that my family's everywhere I am. I don't like, you want to take a picture with me? Cool, bro. I'm all about it. But you better make sure you say hello to my wife or we ain't taking a photo, dog.
Yeah. That's awesome. You're honoring your wife just in that, and just in that thing. Just in that small thing right there. That's huge
She
honor.
earned it.
Yeah.
She pushed a child out of her body and didn't look at me and say, "You handle it." The first thing she did was want to hold that baby.
Yeah.
Now, if people can't figure out that that's toughness, bro, you
Dude,
better
that's
go.
beyond,
You better go figure it out, dog.
that's beyond toughness.
No, but I'm just saying, people better go figure it
Yeah.
out, bro.
Yeah. The whole birthing child little birth stuff, that, I mean, the amount of pain that women can go through doing that, mind blowing. And then they want to do it again, mind blowing.
She doesn't want to do it again. She already told me no. She said, "I will jump out this window if you ever do this again." But
Give it some time. You're still fresh into it.
But to her credit, no. You got to understand, Amberly stands by business. If she says no, that means no, right?
I still, I'm
No, but
telling
you
you.
have to understand, Amberly also believes in God's plan.
Yeah.
So if she ended up getting pregnant, it wouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, she ain't sitting here going, "Please, let's have another." Like, I'm just being honest.
How old your daughter? 6 months?
7 months yesterday.
7 months. All right. I'm gonna ask you that question again at her 2-year birthday.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, she's probably gonna be my only child, and I'm gonna be the happiest man on planet Earth. I promise you that. I promise you that. You ain't gonna catch me tripping, dog.
No, you're gonna get to a stage where it's like, all right, she slept through the night, teething is done.
Oh, we're already there.
Like, man, I'm like, man, okay, like, hey, like, this is kind of good. Do you want a nut? You want a boy, don't you? Oh yeah, all right, let's try for a boy. Okay, let's try for a boy. Now you got a boy on the way. I'm telling you.
No,
I'm gonna call you in about a year and a half and be like, "At, you ready for that?"
No, because here's the thing. God did this for a reason.
I know.
No. You have to understand something. God did this for a reason. The easiest thing God could have gave me was a boy, because I know how to deal with boys.
Brother, you're talking to a
me a
man
girl.
that has an 8-year-old daughter right now.
I know, but what I'm saying is, God gave me, this guy, the king of being dumb, he gave me a baby girl and said, "You want to be a dad, homeboy? God bless you. Figure it out." And now it's my job to earn her respect every day.
She's gonna need some brothers to help her too.
Hey, God willing, buddy.
Man, I'm telling you, because I'm kind of in the same boat with you in that. I mean, I got to the point where I looked at my mom and I was like, "Mom, I like don't expect any grandkids. Don't expect me getting married. Like, I'm gonna do the bachelor thing, so on and so forth." She looked at me and said, "You just ain't met the right one," because I didn't want kids. I didn't want to do the marriage thing.
Always wanted kids.
I wanted nothing to do with kids. And now I literally text Sarah today. We're talking about this, saying they're the 3 greatest gifts I've ever gotten.
100%.
Like, it is from 11 years ago. That's how fast it was. 11 years ago, from someone not wanting kids to now I have 3, an 8, 6, and a 2-year-old. They're the greatest things in the world.
Well, dude, see, that's the thing. Like, I got great men to look up to. So one of my best friends on this planet, my boy Ray Chin, not only does he have his own children, but he's also got stepchildren that he takes care of, right?
Yeah.
But you look at this man, and this man has decided that everyone deserves the same love as if they were his own, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude built, I just came to his house, and dude built a dang tree house that he's about to put 2 zip lines up for the youngster upstairs, simply out of love, bro. And that ain't even his responsibility. And what people don't understand, man, is when you have good men around you, you become a great man. And it took me so long to learn that, dude. It took me so long to learn that. And I wish I would have learned it earlier, but it was my time to learn it now. And that's what people that we know aren't going to understand when they watch this. People that watch this that we know are going to be like, "Oh man, he's just being politically correct." Nah, bruh. Y'all know me well enough to know that I don't give a damn. And I told Cody I wasn't going to cuss. So I only said one cuss word this whole time. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't care. I will say whatever I'm going to say, whether you believe it or not. That ain't my prerogative. But at the end of the day, good men teach decent men how to be great men. Period. That's it.
Man, that's something. That's something to think about right there. That's man, because it's our responsibility to, as we grow. I mean, we got to bring up the young ones with us.
100%. But you also can't bring everybody up either.
Well, yeah, no.
No, but that's a hard.
That's where
thing
you will fail. If you try to get everybody, it's bad news.
No, but that's a hard thing to learn, because when you want to help, right, you got to understand that sometimes helping the helpless ain't helping.
It's bringing two people down.
Correct. And it may not be the way that people think should be heavenly or whatever, but I'm going to tell you right now, if God thought that man should be ready with you, he would have made him ready for you.
Yeah, there's some hard truths when it comes to like the psychology of people and like helping or like trying to help, and the other person has got to have a willingness to them to be moved forward.
Correct. I agree with you on that. And I never had that willingness until recently.
Yeah. Well, willingness / humbleness to say I need help. And that's very hard for men to do.
Yeah, but you got to understand, like, I looked one of my best friends in the eyes and told him I ain't doing well right now. And he said, okay. And that was it. That was the conversation. Now, I'm gonna
That's how we've been trained. That's how we've been trained, though.
No, but I'm gonna tell you a story that nobody knows. After I told him that, and he decided that he was just gonna say okay and pass me off, I put a pistol in my mouth and pulled the trigger, and the gun didn't go off. Should have been gone. I did the most selfish thing you could possibly do. I had had enough. I went just like this. I let that thing go, and nothing happened. I put that round back in the gun, I popped it, and I pulled it, and the round went off. What people got to understand, man, is that you may be down, you may be broken, you may be defeated, but you ain't lost.
I'm telling you, that's a message for a lot of people right now. Keep going, because a lot of people are going to resonate with what you're saying in this day and age, especially men. The mental health thing with men is real tough.
Yeah, but Cody, you got to understand, I was the most arrogant dude on planet Earth. Nothing could stop me. Nothing could beat me. I thought I was better than everybody on planet. Like, I'm him, right? But I still sat by that creek bed and put that gun in my mouth. I was 34 years old, homeboy. Am I proud of it? Absolutely not. No, I'm not. Did I do it? Yep. I'm here for a reason, and I don't advocate for anybody to ever do that, because it's stupid. It's not what you need to do. But I understand people get to a point to where they think that they have no other option. But what I wish people could realize, and I'm not going to tell you, like, I'm not going to tell people who listen that this is what you should realize. What I hope that you take out of this is that we're all here, bro. There is always someone out there for you. You can reach out to anybody. Somebody's going to pick up the phone, dog.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to answer that message. Somebody's going to do something. I mean, what people don't understand is I had to earn Cody's respect back. Me and Cody sat at a Starbucks in 2014 in Shreveport, Louisiana, and he probably don't even remember this.
I don't even know what story you're about to tell right now.
We sat in a Starbucks in 2014. This was the last time I saw him until I hit him up the other day and he answered the phone. I could tell he didn't like the man I was. I could tell that when he looked at me that he didn't see his former best friend in me. And it took me from 2014 until 2025 to earn this conversation. And what people have to understand is this isn't a podcast for views. This is a podcast out of respect, because he decided that my guy earned it. He didn't bail on me. He didn't leave me. He just said, you're not right for me currently. And then here we are right now. And people don't understand. I still think about that Starbucks day in 2014 drive where we sat there and had a conversation that you did not agree with. And I don't blame you for it.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's wild that I really do not remember that. But 2014, yeah, I mean, I get it. And it's wild that you say that, because from, that day till now, like, I've always kept tabs on you.
Yeah, but you never reached out.
I know. I know. But
there's a reason why you never reached out. It's because I hadn't earned it yet.
Yeah.
And people got to understand, sometimes you just got to earn it, bro. Because you never bailed on me.
But it's one of those things, too, now that you do that, but then we're having a conversation, and it's like nothing. It's like those 10 years just got compressed, and not back to normal, but like back to normal.
Yeah, but the thing is that I earned it back.
Yeah.
But that you have a standard that you have for your family. And you said, this is my standard. And without telling me in that point in time, I didn't meet your standard.
What's also incredible, and like you said, I'll have your back on this at any point. You have something different in you now that you didn't have then, and you have Jesus. Like the joy that is in you and on you can't be described unless you meet that person, and that person is Jesus. Like it's something you can't explain when people look at you and be like, what is different? Like it's the same guy, but it's not the same guy. And you're like, what happened? Jesus happened.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, what people don't understand is when you say Jesus happened with my wife, Amberly, my child, Rebel, Ray Chin, and his whole entire family who supports me no matter what I do. You who decided I was worth it. Jody Holloman, who his entire family stands behind me at all times. And it's making people understand that though you may have been one way, God designed you to be this way. And I fought God my whole life until now. And that's the funniest part, is because this is what people don't understand. The devil always gonna let you win if he don't think you're gonna go play for the other team.
Fair enough.
If he don't think there's a trade opportunity, he gonna keep letting you win, because guess what? You gonna keep bringing him people to your side, right?
Yeah, he gonna keep you busy right there.
Yeah, well, people always talk about, oh, the tribulations, right? What people don't understand, and how I interpret the Bible on the tribulations, is that it's not tribulations with the world, it's tribulations with yourself. And until you become who you are destined to be, what was written in the book with your name on it, until you decide you're gonna walk that path and become that person, guess what? Tribulations, player. You gonna fight the fight.
Shoot, I'll send you one more. You still have tribulations, but you have the person that can help you get to the other side with you now.
I didn't
Like
before.
You're not fighting the battles alone.
I was before.
Yeah.
And you know me, I thought I could win everything. You can't beat him. Tell you that. I tried. Can't beat him.
Still undefeated, baby.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't beat him, player.
Yeah, listen to the man on the other side. He's telling you right now that if you're listening to this, you cannot win that battle.
No, I tried. I tried 1,000 times. You can't win that battle. And I'm telling you, it ain't worth the fight.
Dude, shout out Lumberjacks with Jody.
Oh my God, that's the greatest human being, dude. I'm telling you right now, Jody Holloman may be one of the greatest humans ever.
Dude, that's when travel baseball is actually travel baseball.
Well, that was pre-sponsorship baseball.
Dude, that was travel baseball. That was actually when you played travel baseball back then. We're the old guys now. You actually had to be invited
to
play travel baseball, and you actually had to be good.
Okay, well, here's the thing that I would like to drop on this podcast, because I know he's going to listen. How did Justin Ginn feel about that home run I hit on him at Houghton back in 2007? Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Probably the same way you feel when I hit mine off of you.
Care, I'd have thrown it to you every time. It don't bother me. Hey, you know I got bored. I've just thrown it.
Man, I love it.
Hey, let me tell you something. I only hold on to that story because I know it makes him mad.
Oh my gosh, dude.
But I could probably get him. Hey, I am so proud of that human being.
Yeah.
Dude, that dude is leading men, dog.
Dude, he's about to get the head job. Give him another year or so.
Did you see who got the head job at dang ULM?
I did. I've been talking with him.
Are you kidding me, bro?
Bro, he's 30, 34?
I
don't know if he's 34, because he's a year younger than us or 2 years younger than us. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, come on. What a great human, for one.
Yeah.
And for two, let's go. Like,
I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I'm like, he's got to change ULM. Like, got to.
Well, he's got to understand. He's got to bring the homies in every now and then to start yelling at people.
For sure. I mean,
I'm real good at that, bro.
Because what's wild is people don't understand the team that LSU just swept is from the Sun Belt. That's in ULM's conference. A team from the Sun Belt just was in the Division I College World Series playing LSU.
We already argued about that. We already argued about that because I told you I thought that was stupid. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that was dumb.
The real one everyone wants to see is LSUS play LSU.
LSUS would win by 7.
Dude, 59-0.
I mean, my high school record was basically that. And I'm telling you right now, them homeboys right there, them boys may beat the Yankees tomorrow.
Bro, I mean, I would like to see the 3-game series. Just for fun.
I wouldn't.
Just for fun.
He's stupid.
Drop them down in Alex box. Let them go. 3-game series. Let's see what we got.
They would sweep them. They would sweep them, and they would sweep them with power, and they would sweep them with percentage baseball. Period.
I don't know if they're sweeping them, but I think
Sweeping
it'd be
them.
games. I think it'd be good
Weeping
games.
them. Hey, and you already know, I don't know them boys.
I know.
But I'm telling you right now, I've watched them fools got some talent that you don't see everywhere.
Not at that level. Them dudes are rolling almost Division I players out in NAI, like having
Yeah,
a
how much they
having a
paying
blast.
them on NIL?
I don't know. Can NAI,
I don't know, but they better. I mean, high school kids can.
bro, say Louisiana, you can get paid.
I know. All these kids keep getting paid. And I'm like, bro, y'all better watch out. I'd have been a millionaire in high school, dog.
Dude, all I keep telling them, I'm like, just go get a car. Just go to Chevy Land, go to Mercedes, go somewhere. If you're like the court, and
No.
go get a car.
No.
From a high school kid, that's all I wanted. I just want a car.
Buy you 4 pieces of property.
Ain't no 17-year-old thinking about property.
Put you some trailers on them. Rent them
Rent them out.
to a low income family who needs somewhere to live, and actually give back to your community with the money that you're making, and then go buy your car.
Boy, yeah, you're saying that as a 36-year-old right now. The
I know, but I'm trying
17-year-old,
to teach the youngsters. That's
the
what Dion does.
17-year-old, the 17-year-old AT I knew, boy, it'd be just throwing hundreds at people.
Bro, I'd have had a Benz, and we would have been at the casino, dog. Like, there ain't
You
no
did
doubt
have a
about it.
Benz.
I mean, I did have a Benz, but we would have been at the casino anyway.
Oh yeah,
We would have been eating steak at Jack Binion's.
bro, I can't imagine the athletes around here in that 06 time with baseball and football. If you were allowed to get paid,
We would have been millionaires.
dude, I don't know what that would look. I don't know what that would look like.
I'm gonna tell you right now, between you, Justin, what was the dude who tore his Tommy John?
Dude, that was TJ. We had TJ, Matt, and Jacob on that team as well,
So-
and they all went to LSU.
No, but I'm saying you, Justin, TJ,
Yeah,
and y'all had that one kid that I tried to beat up when we were in high school that came out the woods on me. He played right field for you. What was that dude's name?
my gosh, was that Travis?
Travis. That dude would have made some
Travis.
money just because Travis knew how to make money.
Yeah, well, he's making money now.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I know that dude knew how to make money. I don't even know what he does,
Yeah.
but I know that dude knows how to make money.
He's a vet. I think I could be making this up, but the last time I thought I heard he was like in I want to keep saying Louisiana. It's not Louisiana Downs. What's the one in Kentucky? The big one.
Shoes.
The
I don't
big
know.
one.
We have a bunch of them up here.
No, like the big one.
Churchill?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
he does
okay.
something with them.
Well, like I told you,
I
I
don't
knew
know.
that dude would have made money.
Yeah.
But at my school, it would have been me, Callantone, Austin
yeah.
Ross, Brandon Charrier, and probably, I would say, Broderick Grissom that would have made the most money at Captain Street.
Dude, I get to see Austin probably once a month randomly now.
Dude, he's a photographer now.
Bro, another guy that found God and just having a great time in life.
No, but like God put
He's
him
like
on a path.
He's like a hunting photographer.
I know, but God put him on a path that is like the craziest path of anybody ever. Like, go take pictures of people, of like animals you're gonna shoot, right? But make them
Fair.
beautiful.
Dude, some of these pictures, I'm like, there's no way. That's not real.
It's unreal, dude. And see, like, you want to know the craziest thing? You know, Rachel Edmonston's about to be a mom.
What?
Rachel Edmonston's about to give birth right in like 6 weeks to her first child, and it's a son with Matt Mosley, and they're about to have a little baby boy, dude. And they've been trying for so long, and they're about to have a baby boy, and I am so pumped for them.
Dude, I haven't heard some of these names in forever.
No, but that's what I'm telling you. Like, and
Yeah.
this is what the coolest thing is like people we went to school with are kind of like influential people around the world, right? So like Ashley Adams, she's a very influential person when it comes to social media, and she went to high school with you. Well, her kid's a little baller,
Yeah.
and to top it all off, the coolest part is that she can sit back and go, I see where growth is. And then she can shout you out, and all of a sudden you got 25,000 people looking at you.
Yeah. To go back to that viewership, baby.
No, but what I'm saying is it comes back to like what's real and what's not real. Like, you could get 1 million views on this podcast today, or you could get 0, right? The
Still
coolest
living
part,
a good life, baby.
no, but the coolest part is we're having a conversation that is not only healthy for me and you, but it's also real for the world.
Absolutely. This is how we would talk if it wasn't recording.
No, I'd cuss way more.
Well, the principles behind of what we're talking.
Yeah, I want y'all to know I've been working my tail off because my boy's the athletic director at a Christian school, and I can't embarrass him. But you got to understand, I wouldn't have seen that before, though. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And to me, I'm so pumped about that. I get excited because, like, I'm not looking for a shout out, but like, I get excited because that's growth. You know what I mean? And dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, the things that you're doing, congratulations.
Brother, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't me. It's all the Lord, and legitimately, you talking about sounding cliche. That is probably one of the most cliche things you can say, but it is 100% the truth. Because you know me, like it's like we talk about 10 years ago, there's no shot those words would have just came out of your mouth. An athletic director at a private Christian school.
No, they would have.
Not to me.
No, but I'm saying to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, 1,000%, I knew that if you didn't go pro, right, you would be doing what you're doing because your daddy taught you how to do that.
Dude, I tell him that a lot of like the coaching stuff. I'm like, that is the most consistent man I've ever met in my life. I don't look
100%.
Dude, looking back, I have no idea how he did half the stuff that he did for me and my sisters and my mom. Like, look, I'm like, how are you at everything? How did you coach everything? How in the world did you pull all this off? Like, this dude, like, it is incredible.
It's called being a priority.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if he ever missed anything.
I don't think he did.
Like, I'm being serious. Until I got to college and we were traveling for junior college, because he couldn't make all of those. But the ones that he could make in Texas, him and my mom were both there. Like, I remember my mom in the stands in a sleeping bag because it was so cold and I could just see her eyes. That was all.
But it doesn't.
But they were
shock me.
there. And I'm like, this is incredible. Like, I want to be these people. Like, I want to be these people for my kids.
But you are.
And I'm trying. But at that time, I remember having that dual thought of like, man, I don't want kids because I'm so selfish, but I have the greatest role models to look at to do it. And I would love to be that for my kids. And like, I remember being in the early 20s, like having that dual thought. And now, like you said, man, I'm just trying to show up and be the greatest man I can for my kids.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. You do a great job of it, and it honestly inspires me because you obviously knew I watched your show because I'm the one who hit you up. You didn't hit me up, and bro, I'm telling you, like, it's a very impressive thing. Like, for example, my show that I got on Friday here in Jacksonville, right? I got a young girl who is my buddy Ray Chin's daughter, Andy Chin, who's gonna play a set at the show, and she's never played a professional show in her life. This girl's about to walk into the big leagues without knowing that she in the big leagues.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that I'm telling you, that where it crosses over between people, right? Is that this is what your dad prepared you for. You just don't understand that he prepared you to be an athletic director and not to be a pro baseball player.
You know what? Of all the wisdom and the things that you've said, that might be one of the best ones you've ever said.
I mean, brother,
Because it's true. It really is true of like, sitting back of all the things and hitting in the batting cage when no one else was there other than me and my dad, or throwing and, taking ground balls, doing all that type of stuff. Just the consistency of having to show up just for the athletes and like always being there for them. I'm like, and just the patience, that man.
No, but bro, you have to understand,
The
you're not
patience
just,
of that man.
but brother, he was teaching you that you're not just showing up for the athlete. You're showing up for the mama who can't be there at 5.
Yeah.
You're showing up for the daddy who can't be there at 3:30 because they work in wherever they work, and to be able to put their kid in private school. Because everybody out there has this misconception that all private school kids are rich kids. No, they ain't, playa.
Bro, no, they're not.
You got to understand there are people
We got
out there.
a bunch of families that are sacrificing.
That's what I'm saying. You got to understand there are people out there working 4 jobs just to put their kids through school to give them a better life. And when you grow up in Queensboro and you decide that you're going to put your kid through a private Christian school and you're going to go work your tail off for that, bro, that should be the story on and that's what your dad created you for, because you can see it. You can see that, and you can be that, and you can live that. I was created to show the world how to be unbeatable and still be beaten.
That's a whole nother word right there.
No, like, I grew up with every advantage in life.
Yeah.
Mercedes, Land Rovers, country clubs, 5,000 square foot house, elite of the elite trainers, and whatever the hell else you want to say. I mean, whatever the heck else you want to say. I'm sorry, that's 2, my bad. But I was trained that way. I was trained to show the world that you can be broken and remade.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You were trained to show the world that you never broke, and this is how you're supposed to do it. No, you have to understand.
Yeah.
What you have to understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying you
Yeah.
didn't go through hardship, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you didn't learn lessons. I'm not saying that there weren't times that you felt defeated. I'm saying you never broke.
I see what you're saying.
I broke, and I'm willing to say it in front of everybody on planet Earth. The one guy that everybody looked at and said, that little arrogant dude won't ever break. I broke, player, but it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. You see what my hat says?
Rebel.
I wear my daughter's name on my head everywhere I go, player.
Yes.
And dude, all right, you were asking me earlier. I'm gonna end it on this because it's getting late and I know you got kids and everything. So I'm gonna end it on this.
Yeah, you're good.
You were asking me earlier for a 30,000-foot view, and then you wanted a breakdown. I'm gonna give you a breakdown that I'm gonna give you the exclusive. I've never given nobody this.
Let's go.
I had over 41 offers to colleges across the nation out of high school. I chose a school. I went to that school. I went to New Mexico
And
State University.
people don't understand that was for football and baseball, correct?
A majority was
Or is it
football.
majority was football? Okay.
Majority was football. I had a few for baseball, but the main thing I had for baseball is I got drafted.
Yeah. Okay.
But I shouldn't have ever gotten drafted because that was stupid. It was a waste of a pick.
Well, you were a left-handed guy that could throw, man.
No, I could run and catch a ball in the outfield. That's all it was. But I digress. I had offers everywhere. I went to New Mexico State University because I liked the mountains. My dad wanted me to go to Hawaii, which would have been funny because we would have been there close to the same time.
Yeah, we probably would have we probably missed each other probably about a year or so.
But I'm saying close to the same time.
Yeah.
He also wanted me to go to Ole Miss, and I said no. Went to New Mexico State, didn't work out. Entire coaching staff got fired. My scholarship got taken that day. It got transferred to a junior college player who was transferring in for the new coaching staff, and they said, good luck. So I went to junior college. I played baseball and semi-pro football for 2 years because my school I went to didn't have a football team.
Yeah.
All right. I got done with that. After I got done with that, I learned how to be a student. I carried a 3.5 or 3.0 average at Gateway Community College, and I never had that in my life. I learned how to be a student, and they hated me. I helped them win, but I was a POS, my boy.
Yeah.
And then after that, I had offers to the University of Tennessee and Texas Tech. I was headed to the University of Tennessee, and my dad said, you better pull over. I said, I ain't pulling over nowhere. I'm going to Tennessee. He said, you're going to Texas Tech. I went to Texas Tech. I was supposed to play football and baseball. I tore my shoulder twice and couldn't play. I couldn't play a single down or a single inning. So my arrogant butt said, I'm going pro. So I went and signed an Arena League contract. I played in the Arena League and I had fun. I did great. I scored touchdowns, caught balls, did what I was supposed to do.
Entertaining people, baby.
But realized I hate this. Can't stand it. Well, I got done, didn't know what in the world I was supposed to do with life. So I went and joined the military. I was in the Army for about 4 months.
Dude, I did not know that.
Yeah, I was in the Army for about 4 months.
Okay.
President Obama did the military cutbacks in 2012, and anybody with a pre-existing injury basically got sent home. Well, I had 2 surgeries before I went in.
So they kicked you out.
Not kicked me out, like said get out, but they were just like, thank you for coming. See you later, right?
I gotcha.
And so I got honorably discharged out, right? Then I went and worked at a gas station. And
where are you living at this point?
At this point, I was living in Franklin, Tennessee.
Okay.
I worked at a gas station. I was a dang gas station clerk. You wanted cigarettes or dip? No problem, baby. Show me that ID, right? I got kicked out of there in like 3 weeks. So I decided in 2016, I was going to open up my own company. I opened up my own company. It was a trucking company. We were doing very well.
Yeah, I remember all of this.
Then all of a sudden, it went from very well to not good at all. Had to deal with a lawsuit. Had to deal with a bankruptcy. Had to deal with making sure that my dad was taken care of. Different types of things. So now I've gone from 2007 when I graduated high school, being an All-American, to not knowing what in the hell I'm supposed to do. Now, do you remember Ty Clark?
Yeah.
Ty Clark made a bet with me in 2018. He said, I bet you I'll put a song out that does better than yours. And I said, I bet you I get a record deal before you do. Now, that's just me being arrogant, calling him out, because Ty's got some skills, man. Like, if Ty really wanted to do it, like, Ty could do it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he's got some skills. But it was just me taking a shot, right? I went to the studio the first time and fell in love with it. Now, everybody, you've heard the term Nashville's a 10-year town, right? I got a record deal in 1 year. Well, I was just on WSM Radio's live radio interview, which is Opry Radio Network. They've been on the same live channel for 100 years. And they said, well, you got a record deal in your first year. I guess that 10-year town doesn't really mean anything. I said, yes, sir, it does. And they said, well, what do you mean by that? And I said, just because I got a record deal don't mean I'm not on a 10-year plan.
Yeah, man.
I had to learn the hard way, bro. And I had to get defeated. I had to get beat down. I had to get destroyed. I had to get brought down to a level of humanization that I didn't think I could ever be brought down to. And all of a sudden, just all of a sudden, after everything's going haywire, even though I'm doing numbers and I look great and everything's wonderful, I'm miserable. All of a sudden, I meet my wife, we have a baby, and my numbers have never been better than what they have ever been as of now. And my message to the world is don't ever deny God and don't ever deny the image that you look at in the mirror because God placed that image in front of you. Everybody sits there and thinks that a mirror is designed to show your reflection. You have a reflection because God put it there. Learn how to walk in His light and learn how to walk in the light of His people around you. Because if you can't accept leadership, you're never going to be great. Mediocre is cool until you get evicted. Remember that.
Yeah,
All right, I'll let you go. Look, I love you, man.
man.
And
Dude,
I
this
want
is
to
fun, man.
no, I want to thank you so much for having me. And like I said, I appreciate you as a friend without you even knowing, making me earn it.
Dude, it was there's way more to all that. We'll get into that later times, but I mean, you say earn it. You ain't got to earn nothing on my end to do that. It's to the point of grace was shown to me. If I don't show it to other people, what's the point of me get it? It's just, I mean, everyone deserves it. Everyone deserves those chances. Everyone deserves that grace on them. And so, like, I love that we reconnected. I love that you're crushing it. I love that you're succeeding. I love that you're married and your marriage is doing well. I love that you have a baby girl and you love her and you're a family man. Like, I love everything about that. And looking back, going into it, into those relations, like we just wouldn't have gotten along because I went this way and, like you said, had the standard of my life now of family, and you didn't. And so we'd have just agreed to disagree. But now, I mean, we align with each other and we can have these honest conversations and let people know, we didn't agree. Now we agree, and we can align and move forward and help each other and help other men and other families and stuff. And like in your avenue of like entertaining, like I don't think people understand how hard that is to take
It's a
a
grind.
your
It's a grind, bro. Like,
dude,
I
to
mean,
take your family on the road with you.
well, no. For example, I'll give you this example.
Yeah.
I woke my wife up at 4 a.m. today from Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
We woke up our 7-month-old. We got in the car at 5:30 in the morning, drove all the way down to Jacksonville, got here, met with our extended family members that aren't what you would consider like blood family, but they're my family, right?
Yeah.
We're staying at their house to get ready for a show that we got coming up this weekend just to turn around and go do more shows after this. And the grind is a great thing because if you were in junior college right now, you'd be playing a 3-game series, right? It's the same thing. Like, do you see what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing. I'm just trying to win tomorrow, bro. That's it. All right. Well, look, I got to run, dude. I love you. Thank you so
Dude,
much.
tell everybody where they can find you first. Where's
Hey,
your music? Where's all your stuff?
Bro, y'all can find me everywhere, dog. Austin Tolliver, 2 L's. Make sure you put 2 L's on there. If you don't, some other dude comes up and I don't know who that guy is. But if you put 2 L's on there, you'll be able to find me. And I'm on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, I don't know, TikTok, wherever else you want to go. I just don't do a lot on social media anymore, just so y'all know, because I don't want my daughter to have to.
Sweet. Man, I appreciate it.